So excited to be streaming the Super Bowl tonight with you guys. Let's get some announcements out there. Let everybody know that we are live, baby. It's Super Bowl 35. All right, let's see. Super Bowl XXXV stream is live. I probably should know what my Twitch channel is. There's the link. Copy link. And paste. Copy. All right, we got it into majors discussion. We got it into minors discussion. And now we've got it into novice discussion. Okay, great. Let me, on my phone, go to Twitch so I can see you guys in chat here. Looks like we got a couple of viewers already. All right. Firepire TP saying, good evening, Mr. Penis. That's what I prefer to be called, Mr. Penis. I mean, the Mr. That's what makes it nice, you know? Got Tinder in here. Hey, Tinder. And Chado who? I don't know who that is. But they're cheering for Land Before Timers, which is great. Let me know if the stream looks okay, if the audio is okay. And if you could see the chat on the stream. Hopefully you can. Okay. Got a little snafu today. I don't know if it has to do with ranked pubs coming out, which is pretty dope. But it seems like we might have a Fortunate Maps issue. Fortunate Maps, of course, is the site where all of the maps are hosted. And Dope was just saying he was having some trouble getting the maps to load. So I have pinged Moosin. I know Moosin has the ability to do something with Fortunate Maps to make it like happier. But Moosin does not appear to be online. So fingers crossed that we're not in for an anticlimactic unable to play games tonight. That would suck balls. Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Let me pull up my list of stuff to chat about. Let's see what we got tonight. Okay, yeah, so sickness. Ugh, Baby Wings has been sick 3 times now in her young life. She just turned 8 months old the other day. And all 3 times she's made me sick. So today I'm battling a little bit of the creeping crud, a little bit of a sore throat. I've been drinking tea all day and just hoping that my voice is going to last all night long. If it doesn't, who knows? Maybe we'll have like somebody else jump in, Flaccid Trip maybe, or who knows who. But I'm going to do my best and try to make it through. I do have some bourbon. I'm breaking my rules. I've been going no alcohol or trying to until I do my Spartan race. If you guys have listened to any of my streams, you've heard me talk about that. Yeah, so I got some bourbon, and hopefully that's gonna keep me from having trouble tonight. But yeah, I already kind of feel it a little bit. Do welcome your bourbon and cigar recommendations as always. Yeah, so hoping to get some good cigar recommendations. I feel like I never get those. All right, here's a topic. How about national security breach? What's his name? Hegseth? And chatting stuff on Signal? War plans? That's some crazy shit, isn't it? Sure seems like it. Somebody says Electro saved the day. Hopefully that means we're in good shape for the Super tonight. Yeah, I sure hope so. I don't have any pings one way or the other. Moosin hasn't responded, so yeah, I think Moosin and Electro may be the only two who have any kind of control over Fortunate Maps. Misery in the house asking, would Alpha Churro get his 4th super if they win tonight? We're going to talk about some of the storylines in just a minute here. In fact, screw it. We'll talk about that. Actually, you know what? I want to talk first about what it's like to stream the super. I had a bunch of ideas for what I wanted to do to really put on a show for you guys tonight. A lot of fun things. And one of the ideas I had was, can I get some of the Tag Pro heroes of old to come in and do some stat analysis, game analysis in between games? So I reached out to several folks, and wouldn't you know, nobody wanted to come on or was able to come on. I spoke to Hark Mollis. He was busy tonight, couldn't do it. Spoke to Bright. Bright has no interest in Tag Pro, sadly, anymore, or at least that was my impression in talking to him. Spoke to Grief Seeds, believe it or not, who was interested, but said he made a promise not to have anything to do with MLTP until Tag Pro goes live on Steam. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? I remember pubbing against Grief Seeds back in the day, way back. I've been around Tag Pro for quite a long time. Used to play under the name Jakob. And so, yeah, I remember playing against Grief Seeds, and he was always just really hard to beat. So that would have been really cool, but I thought he was just gone forever. Very interesting to hear that. I guess maybe he would come back if Tag Pro was released on Steam. So, Tag Pro Future Group, come on, let's get Steam going. Let's get Grief Seeds back in the house. That'd be awesome. Who else did I talk to? I talked to Turbo. Turbo was kind of questionable for tonight, and eventually I didn't follow up with him because I've been sick. So I didn't have the energy to chase people down. And also tried to talk to both of the teams to try to get someone to come on from each team, talk about, what they thought were the keys to tonight's game. Talked to Alpha Churro. Kudos to Alpha. He was willing to come on and talk about what he thought the keys for LBT were to the game. But Dope and company were not willing to come on, and I made an executive decision. I told Alpha, don't come on pre-game. I don't want to take away scrim time from you guys if, JBH is not going to do the same. So, yeah, you're going to have to deal with penis wings, with my smooth, mellifluous tones tonight. That's all you're going to get. One other kind of wild card I was hoping for, not realistically hoping for, but we have the awards show tonight. That's going to be fun. And I thought to myself, who else does awards shows? Well, Conan O'Brien does. He did the Oscars recently. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. Conan, super funny guy. I've always been a big fan. Turns out you can call his podcast and leave a message, and potentially they will play your message on air. So I called and I left 2 messages for Conan O'Brien. I gave my best pitch for why he should come on stream tonight and host the awards show. I offered to give him some of my homemade pickles that I make every year. I grow cucumbers and make some spicy garlic pickles. I put some garlic cloves in them. I put jalapenos that I also grow in those, and they're awesome. They're spicy. They're great pickles. If you haven't made pickles before, it's super easy. You ought to try it out. So much better than store-bought pickles. But I digress. Tried to bribe Conan O'Brien to come on and be the host. Didn't work out. I didn't hear from him. I suppose maybe there's an outside chance he played the message on his podcast. I think it's called Conan Needs a Friend, something like that. But I don't know, because I think I've listened to it twice, like maybe a couple years ago. I'm not like a follower of his podcast, so I have no idea if he played it on there. I did not identify myself to him with my real name. I used the moniker Penis Wings. And so I suppose maybe it's unlikely that that would be played on air, but it was fun anyway. I had a good time making those phone calls to Conan, trying to get him on here. But as it turns out, we're going to have no guests tonight. So it's just me and it's just you guys. We're going to have a great time. We got the Super Bowl, and it's going to be an awesome night. So let's see. We've talked about bourbon. We've talked about cigars. Still waiting on those cigar recommendations. You guys really need those. We talked about our national security fuck up. There's no other word for it. And how we, the most embarrassing thing I think about those texts on Signal, to me, aside from the fact that we're potentially endangering people's lives, somebody on there, I read all the text, it said, "Sick of the European freeloading." What a bunch of hogwash. I swear to God, we probably must look like the laughingstock to the entire world. But it is what it is, and I guess we got to deal with it. We talked about our attempted guests, and now I think it's time to get into tonight's matchups and the storylines therein. So I'm going to go to MLTP content and scroll up a little bit and find the very helpful guide that I believe it was Waterwheel put together. And we're going to talk about tonight's matchup. So we've got the number 1 seed, Land Before Timers, facing up against the number 2 seed, the Juke Heroes. The heavy hitters, 1 and 2, facing off against each other. LBT captained by Tinderfella, veteran GM, and Hugh, who's been around the block a time or two. I don't know, actually, now that I think about it, if either of those captains have won a Super Bowl before. So if anybody knows, I definitely would be interested in learning that. Let's see. On the Land Before Timers, we have Alpha Churro with the 9.76 T-Gasp coming in 6th in caps. We've got Waterwheel with a 9.29 O-Gasp, 2nd in caps. So that's your offense right there, Alpha and Waterwheel. And on defense, we've got Nameless and Dad. Nameless with the 9.52 D-Gasp, 3rd in returns, also 3rd in prevent this season. And Dad with the 10 T-Gasp. That should surprise absolutely no one. Dad is a stat monster. He's going to get the returns, he's going to get the prevent, he's going to even get the caps. He is everywhere. And when he has the right supporting cast around him, he's going to go off, and he's certainly done that this season. He's 4th in returns. I do think it's interesting that Waterwheel highlighted returns for his defense rather than prevent for his defense. We'll talk about that a little more in a minute. So let's move to Jukebox Heroes for a moment. Dope, 10 O-Gasp, best in the league, 1st in caps, supported by Sadness, 7.62 O-Gasp, and 11th in caps. But I'm going to tell you right now, even if those stats don't overwhelm you for Sadness, he's got killer comms and also a calm demeanor to go with that. So, Sadness is kind of like the glue right there. RB Bear with the 8.33 D-Gasp and 5th in prevent, and Exile coming in at 8.1 on the T-Gasp, 7th in prevent. RB Bear and Exile, kind of those solid defense soldiers. You can maybe get out against them, but they're not going to make a ton of mistakes. And Sadness is always in the right place at the right time. But really, JBH, their biggest strength, I think, is Dope and his flag-carrying skills. And on LBT, I think your secret weapon there is Dad and his snipe defense. So I think what I'm most intrigued about tonight is which superpower, if you will, wins. Is it Dad and his snipe defense, or is it Dope and his flag-carrying skills? If you will, Dad is the unmissable snipe, and Dope is the unsnipeable Juke. So we've got the The unmissable snipe versus the unsnipeable Juke tonight. And that's what I want to see. Who wins that battle, Dad or Dope? So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to, especially in game one, see if that plays out. And if it doesn't, maybe there will be something else that emerges. All right, so let's talk about storylines a little bit. We've got 30 total Super Bowl appearances between the teams. That's crazy. So between these 8 players, 30 Super Bowl appearances. For streamers, this is Super Bowl appearance number 1. Yep. So it's my first time doing this. Very grateful to be able to be with you guys tonight and call the Super Bowl. But yeah, these players, man, they've been around the block, and apparently JBH has a massive lead on wins. We've got 9 Super Bowl wins represented on JBH right now versus 3 on LBT. We've got JBH. 3 of the 4 players are looking to repeat their last season's winners. RB Bear, Exile, Dope. They all won last season with Jig as their 4th. Sadness coming in and representing. He's replacing Jig as their 4th player. So let's see. Dope and RB Bear are hoping to tie the record, the MLTP Major League record of 4 Super Bowl wins. Dad chasing an interesting record, trying to become the first player to win all 4 leagues. We don't even have 4 leagues right now. But he's won himself a Booper, a Nooper, a Mooper, and is trying tonight to win a Super. If he doesn't tonight, surely at some point he will. He's just too talented of a player. Let's see. Dad and Nameless both looking for their first wins. Water Wheel has now passed Curry for most Supers played in at 7 Super Bowls. And it'll be his 3rd time facing off against Dope. And currently that matchup stands at 0-2 in favor of Dope. So Water Wheel looking to get a little bit of a vengeance there. And lastly, Alpha Churro and Sadness are vying for a coveted 3rd win in order to join an elite club. So yeah, I pretty much went through that little card that Water Wheel made just about verbatim. Water Wheel, thank you so much. I mean, that's great content, and would have been very hard for me to research myself. I just trust that everything he put there is all correct. Looks like in terms of predictions from the players, there seems to be more confidence in LBT than in JBH. So we'll see what happens tonight. Personally, I think it comes down, like I said before, to Dope's flag-carrying skills versus Dad's snipe defense. And maybe I'm a homer, I have more confidence in Dope than I do in Dad hitting that snipe. So we're going to see who wins that battle. So I think it's going to be JBH in 7 games. Personally, I'm invested in a Game 7. That's what I want to see. So that's what I'm hoping for. And yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, we've got 1 minute and 15 seconds until game time. Let me check and see if I've got a group link yet. Give me just a moment. No, it doesn't look like I do just yet. So let me shoot a message over to Dope and ask for that. Group link me, please. All right, so while we are waiting on that, I got a couple other things I can talk about. So I've been growing some plants. I mentioned earlier that I like to make pickles. Oh, I got a group link. Hang on one second. Copy link. And paste and go. Okay, great. Oh, I'm playing on a white name. Yeah, sometimes I like to play as old AF. Whenever I'm feeling particularly old, clocking in at 45 years old these days. It looks like Doris, the King, Jig were in here. They must have been helping JBH Scrim. And as far as I can tell, it appears that Fortunate Maps is back up. So I think we should be in good shape. So yeah, no problems there. Now we're just waiting for the rest of LBT to get in here, and I don't see RB Bear. That's interesting. Oh, RB Bear was in here. He just left the group. Maybe he needs to reset something. Okay, so a couple things to talk about while we're waiting for the game. I've been growing these seedlings, been trying to germinate these seeds. I've got my oregano going now. I've got basil going. My tomatoes came up. I've got some peppers that are sprouting. I'm just really hoping that I get this celery to grow this year. Haven't had luck germinating those seeds. They need a very warm soil temperature. And I'm not sure I've been able to quite get there, even though I've got this new heating mat that I've been using. So yeah, we'll see what happens. If you also like gardening or cooking, you ought to check out some of the kind of secondary Tag Pro Discord servers. There's a nice food porn on Iceplat's server, on his Discord server, and also he's got a hobbies channel where I like to post some of my gardening stuff. Yeah, you ought to check that out. There's a couple nice places where there's some kind of extra Tag Pro, by extra I mean outside of Tag Pro content. Mrs. Wings is coming to say hi to me. Hi, Mrs. Wings. Yeah. I'll give a little Baby Wings update too. She is 8 months old now, and all she wants to do is stand up and try to walk. She can't. She can crawl right now, but she has been able to stand up, and it's so fun. It's just, if you don't have kids, then you just don't know until you know. If you do have kids, then you do know. It's just a joy to watch them grow up. I've got a couple of older children too, and my oldest, well, he's played Tag Pro under the name Behemoth. He is getting ready to graduate from college. So yeah, I've got quite the age range here, but Baby Wings, man, she's doing great. All right, the players are filtering in here, and I think we are getting closer to starting. One last thing I will talk a little bit about. My wife and I found a new, I shouldn't say we found, my wife found a new show on Netflix called $1 Million Secret. I love these competition game shows. Stop. You have to stop. Jesus Christ. I think Mrs. Wing's favorite thing to do is try to distract me while I am streaming. Yeah, $1 Million Secret. It is a cool show. They have a case inside each person's room in this mansion, and you open the case, and if it has $1 million in it, then you're the millionaire, and everybody else is trying to figure out who that person is so they can vote them out. So, in theory, they can become the millionaire at the end. So yeah, I'm fascinated by these reality competition shows. And this $1 Million Secret looks like it's going to be a good one. I like the host. What are some other good ones? Traders, I'm a big fan of. Survivor, it's okay. Alone, that's my all-time favorite. Love that show. Amazing Race, big fan. Yeah. Let's see here. Trying to determine if we've got everybody present. We've got Alpha Churro, we've got Nameless, we've got Dad, and we've got somebody named Ceremony. Is that Water Wheel? Don't know. I'm looking at some of the chat. Wow, that range. Holy shit, that range. Yeah, there's, let me think here, 21 years between my son and my youngest daughter. It's pretty wild, isn't it? Tag Pro Love Island. Yeah, that needs to be a show. Speaking of funny Tag Pro connections, So I was just visiting my folks and got to see my brother. Many of you know my brother is Choxy, who is arguably more well known in Tag Bro circles than I am. He won Super Bowl 1 and 2 and turned me on to Tag Bro in the first place. His Choxy commentating, that's what they're saying in the group chat. Yeah, we have the exact same voice. But no, I am the eldest and most good looking brother out of, well, there's 7 of us. But me and Choxy are the only ones who play Tag Pro, really. So I got to see him, but the funniest thing is where my mother lives in a podunk town in Indiana also turns out to be the same town where Ducky lives. Yeah, Ducky. And so I don't even remember how Ducky and I figured that out, but it's just like one of those random things. And pretty sure, yeah, well, not pretty sure, I am sure Ducky is getting married this year. Shout out to Ducky. And it's going to be in Lebanon later on this year, or near Lebanon. And so I'm kind of thinking like, I need to go. Ducky invited me to the wedding, and so yeah, maybe I mean, it's an open bar. Who says no to an open bar, right? So I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to try to coordinate one of my visits to see my folks with whenever it is that Ducky's getting married, so I can make a nice I mean, who doesn't want a penis wings cameo at their wedding, right? Maybe they'll have name tags, and I can write penis wings on my name tag. I'm sure she'll appreciate that in all of her wedding photos later on in life. Can you imagine baby Ducky growing up and being like, "Who's penis wings, mommy?" Oh, Lord, that'd be funny. All right, let's see. We are still missing Arby Bear. I think Arby Bear is the only holdout right now. And he's just joined the group. So we are just about ready to go. Hopefully. We got some cool stuff tonight. We've got, let's see, the Gravity League hype video. We're probably going to show that after game 1, I think. And probably not going to show the whole thing because it's 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I don't think the teams want to wait that long in between games. I've got something cool for you guys between games that Fly helped me out with big time. Got to give a shout out to Fly. Fly, I don't know if you're out there tonight. I see Jizzgod is here. Hi, Jizzgod. Can we get some Jizzgods in the chat, please? Everybody say Jizzgod. We need that. We need more Jizzgod. This world needs more Jizzgod. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone in chat. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to held for sex words. Swipe to allow or deny, which, let's see, allow? We need more of that. Okay, I allowed it. Hey, looks like we're ready. Alpha Churro says ready. So now we're just waiting on JBH to ready up, and we're going to start Super Bowl 35, everybody. This is going to be an awesome matchup tonight. Can't wait to see the games. Just hoping for a game 7. Just give it to us, Tag Pro gods. We deserve it. We've been good this year. But yeah, we've got I've got a little special sauce for you guys in between games, hopefully. And what else do we have? We've got Best Clips awards to show. Couldn't get the sound on the Best Clips to work because it's playing directly from PowerPoint instead of from a website. And so yeah, I couldn't quite figure that part out in OBS. I feel still like a little bit of a novice when it comes to OBS, even though probably at this point I know more than maybe a lot of people. Yeah, I'm still learning. There's lots to learn. I was able to get the sound to work, I think, on the Gravity League promo, so hopefully. Oh yeah, all right, they're asking if I'm ready. Stream R, we are ready. Okay, they're ready. So let me go to Get ready to switch the screen here. Just waiting for them to launch. Waiting on group leader. Leader bad, as usual. Yeah, Freak, I saw that. I'm on one screen on this, and it's just too much of a pain in the ass. All right, they're in game. Let's go to game one, baby. Super Bowl 35, game one. 1 seed Land Before Timers versus 2 seed Juke blocks Heroes. And what in the world is happening? Why did the scoreboard pop up immediately? It's a tie. And we're back to group. Uh-oh. Hockey and call it a night. Fail. All right, we're going back to our pre-stream screen while the powers that be figure out what the hell is going on. The king. Riveting start as both teams are quickly out of the game and back to group. Yeah. Okay. Let's, we're trying again here. Game one, question mark. Super Bowl 35. We're on Audacity 2. Let's see how it goes. This time we're launching. Here we go. Let's go, fam. Sadness with a quick grab. Out on the right-hand side. Tries to bounce off the corner. Can't get out. Dope now working against Dad and Nameless. He's probably going to have to wait for Sadness unless he's got something magic up his sleeve. On the other side, we've got Alpha and Waterwheel. Alpha with a grab out past 2. Dope also out past 2. And Dope gonna have to run away. Alpha pushes Dope, but it's ineffective. Dope wastes his team boost there, kind of looked like. Expected more of a block from Exile and didn't get it. And now Waterwheel with a chance. Sadness with a nice boost to gain some time. Gets returned by Alpha, but gives enough time for his OD to get there. Now Dope comes in with a grab. Waterwheel still holding and is close to Flag Tile. Now gets some blocks from Nameless, both on his own, Dope on his own team tile here. Now comes boosting across mid, but who else? Dad is there for the return. And now Dad with the tag lead. Exile with the RB grabs on the other side. Nameless is going to be potentially protected, but Exile's out with the RB intact. And Exile now, was that a manual defusal? I couldn't tell. Alpha, I think, got the defusal and the return. And now Nameless, hoping somebody gets the return, but he gets returned instead. Now Sadness returned, and it's Waterwheel and Dope now with an opportunity. Dope boost straight down, and Waterwheel is coming up to the top on his side. Dope with the bomb to work with, and now Dope with no pressure on him. Waterwheel return. Nameless grabs and goes. And Exile's there with the return, but Dope accidentally boosted himself way back to the other side of the map, and it's almost time for Pups. Dope surely going to hold for Pups. Dad is out. He's on Flag Tile. Don't sleep on Dad's offense ability. He's going to try to inhibit Dope. Dope boosts right into him, and now both Flag Tiles doing their best to remember what kissing used to be like in Tag Pro. Waterwheel now is trying to find a way to stay alive, and does for the moment anyway. Dope protected by the Tag Pro and bombs somebody, I didn't see who it was, Dad into the spike. Dope now sitting on mid boosts with some room. I thought maybe he would try to boost into Waterwheel, but he went a different angle, and Waterwheel is pretty safe at the moment. He dances away from Sadness and Exile. Now Dope coming off the top angle, has to come low now. We're still at 0-0 as we approach the 7-minute mark. Dope now with an opportunity. Dope already doing a nice job holding. Looks like he's going to get returned here. It's Dad. Who else? Sadness out, and he's got the mid boosts trying to get the comms from his team, but it looks like the OD is in good position. Dad elects to grab. It's time for Pups, and it's going to be Exile coming away with a tag pro. Thought Nameless was going to get it, and Sadness with the RB. So it's a Pup sweep for JBH. Can they make good use of it? No pressure at all on Dad. So even though Sadness has the RB and the tag protection, now Dad's got to stay alive here. Barely sneaks past Dope at mid. And it's RB Bear with a long-range snipe, but no, Sadness can't get to flag tile. Alpha coming in with a boost grab. RB Bear with a bomb snipe, but in the chaos, both teams were returned and we're all reset as we approach 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Nameless now out with a grab, coming low. He's going to be returned. It's Exile with the return. Alpha with a free grab. And he's on team boost. He goes low with it. Maybe those mid boosts will pop up. No, he's going to try to sneak through the corner. RB Bear saw that all the way. Water Wheel coming low, comes off of that one flat tile, and Dope and Sadness in good position. He can't get to the flag tile. Now Alpha's going to pick up an RB. RB Bear with a juice on the other side. Water Wheel coming in hot, but RB Bear's there with the juice, gets the return. Alpha now with an intact rolling bomb, maybe with an opportunity here. He's coming straight at flag tile, and he's going to cap. Sadness was just barely out of position, was trying to get boosted into the flag tile, but it's LBT drawing first blood, 1-0, and we're almost halfway through the first game. Exile now going to be returned, and we're reset. Looking at next pup round, we've got a tag pro up top and an RB low. And Water Wheel with a risky grab, but it pays off. He's out past 3. He just has 1 to beat. He goes high over Sadness, and it looks like, yes, he caps and makes it 2-0 for LBT. Nice job, Water Wheel. Dope now trying to make some moves, and of course he can. Man, Dope is just, he's got the moves, and he wasn't able to get out, but he's definitely going to give Exile a chance here. But Exile decides to take the long way back. Barely stays alive long enough to avoid a 3-0 lead. Sadness now trying to make a counter cap the other way, going to be returned by Alpha Churro. RB Bear now coming up top, and Water Wheel low. RB Bear bouncing off of Water Wheel, and now it's Water Wheel with a tag lead. Dad just has to get Sadness. Looks like he can, and it's a 3-0 lead for LBT. JBH in shambles so far this game, but there's time. They need to take a deep breath and just kind of recenter themselves. Dope now carrying the flag goes low. Exile with maybe an ill-advised grab there with 2 defenders right there. He tries to go high against Dad and can't sneak past him. Water Wheel, Flaccid's on the other side. Now Sadness trying to make something happen, but who else? It's Dad again. Alpha with a quick grab, and Exile's going to get the return. We're seeing a lot of Flacid grabs right here, and I'd like to see some better grabs from both teams. Man, you know, even though we're 6 minutes in, it really felt like LBT just took the momentum and just grabbed everything. And now Nameless is coming away with the RB. Dope with the other RB, so it's a tag split, or excuse me, a pup split, I should say. Sadness and Nameless carrying the flags right now. Nameless was diffused and now returned, and so Sadness now the only one with a chance. Dad with the return. Dope now with the RB intact. This is a great opportunity. The RB runs out, and it looks like Dope's going to be returned. We're all reset again. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left in Game 1. LBT with a 3-0 lead over JBH. We've got a tag up top and an RB low. Pups are coming in about 20 seconds. Dope with a nice grab. And Water Wheel misses a backwards bomb snipe. That was risky. Can they get a return on Alpha? No, they can't. He's out. He's past 2. Dope maybe should have boosted straight into Alpha there. Maybe didn't have the angle, and now he's in trouble. Water Wheel with the return. Alpha with the cap. 4-0 LBT. Making a strong statement in Game 1 that they, as the number 1 team, are the team to beat. Exile tries to corral Dad, and instead it's going to be Dad making it 5-0. LBT piling on. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. And we're getting to that point in the game where it's tough to see a path to victory for JBH. Of course, we've seen those kind of crazy comebacks before. Dope now, boosting every which way, has to backtrack. Let's see. He's just chased by everyone. Gets returned. RB Bear was sitting on flag tile and is going to get returned. And Water Wheel's out high, but everyone's there. Dad with a flaccid grab. We're all reset. JBH, if they want to stay in this one, they got to find a way to cap 5 times in 2 minutes. A tall order for any team. Water Wheel with the bomb to work with. And Dope trying to stop Water Wheel. Gets returned by Alpha. Both reset. And now Sadness coming away with a tag up top. And it's Water Wheel on the bottom getting the RB. So we've got a pup split. Sadness waiting for an offender to come and grab. They miss Nameless. And now... Okay, now Dope is there. Dad with the snipe. Nice. There's that snipe defense right there from Dad that we expected. Dope finds a way to get past, has to backtrack to the team boost. Nameless dancing low. Dope now out high, but Dad with the snipe. Good timing on that mid boost. Nameless now looking for space. And at this point, all he really has to do is waste some time. Doesn't really matter if he caps or not, but... Oh, can't quite cap. RB Bear in good position on OD. And let's see. It's Dope and Dad carrying the flag. Dad on the team boost. Dope dancing around in base. He's going to be out past 1 or 2. Past 1. Dad with a walk-in cap. 6-0 for LBT in the final minute. JBH looking for maybe 1 cap as a momentum changer. But it's Alpha going flag pro. And Dope returned. Alpha showing some nice patience here. Sadness going up top, chased by the Juke Juice. And takes a nice boost angle that it looks like Nameless didn't expect. And he's going to stay alive for at least a little bit longer. In the meantime, Water Wheel picks up the flag. Sadness now eluding Dad, but looks like he's going to get returned by Alpha. No, it's Water Wheel with the return. And time is winding down here. And JBH looks like they're going to get shut out in game 1. LBT, clearly the stronger team. And that's going to do it for game 1. Your score, LBT 6, JBH 0. All right, let's do some updating. First of all, let's go to intermission here. Secondly... let's update the scoreboard. So LBT 6, JBH 0. Aceta is your next match. And now, let's see if what we worked on, Fly and I, if it actually worked. So we're going to go official team. Let's look for MLBT. Okay, there's the Tag Pro EU. We're going to copy that link and we're going to throw it into this little spreadsheet here and see what happens. Paste. Okay. And let me go back to the stream. Hey, it's there. Okay. So here's what we got. This is the secret sauce. We've got this little series total and previous game. They're both the same because, of course, we've only played one game. But as the series goes on, you're going to see the series totals on the left-hand side of the chart there. And you're going to see whatever the previous game was on the right-hand side. So you can see a dominant performance by LBT. They out-held, they out-prevented by a lot, they out-tagged, they out-returned. And when it came to pups, it was a little bit closer. 10-8 on pups and 4-3 on tag pros. And it shows your leader there. No surprise, Dope had the most hold. Dad coming in hot with a lot of prevent, the most tags, and came away with the most tag pros. It's going to show a tie anytime we have multiple players with the same amount. So we have the same amount of caps and the same amount of pups. I'm not sure who those players are. I can't see that with this chart. Not in its current iteration yet, anyway. So let me just ask if we can take 2 minutes for Gravity League promo. See if the teams are okay with that. Showing promo now. All right, let's go to the Gravity League promo. And I'm going to mute the music and interact with the screen. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. Doesn't seem to be working. I can't see it either. Hang on. Hide that. And fail for Gravity League? It's not even playing on my screen, so I don't know what's happening with this website. I'll try refreshing it once, and if it doesn't work, then it is what it is. Oh, now I can see it on my screen. There we go. All right, we're gonna call it there. Let me close that down because it's too long of a video to show the whole thing, but hopefully that gave you a nice taste of what Gravity League would be like. And we're gonna get ready for game 2 here. Let me tell them that we're ready. All right, both teams ready. We're getting ready to go for game 2. Oh, uh-oh, error fetching layout from map host Fortunate Maps. They're switching leaders because the Aceta map is showing. And looks like Sadness unable to launch as well. Hold the phone. They're not sure if it's the right version of Aceta, but we're launching. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go to game 2. Game 2, Aceta. And it's LBT leading the series 1-0. We're back to group. What is happening? All right, let's go back to our intermission screen. And, oh, I need my music back on. There we go. Who picked the same day ranked launch to do the Super Bowl? Technical difficulties. This is crazy. All right, we're trying again here. All right, game 2, take 2. And it didn't work again. Back to group. This is the Tag Pro content we came here for tonight, isn't it? Got blue balls. Cancel the super. Just here to chat. Why not? All right. 10 seconds until we find out if the third time's the charm. This time looks like we might be in good shape. Here we go. We're off. Game 2. All right, Dope gonna look for a bomb grab here. Gets a nice bump off Sadness, has button control, boosts off the right side, comes underneath. Great opportunity here, and gets the cap. JBH finally finding a way home. Draws first blood in game 2. Dope with a nice grab through the gates, but Alpha's there. Took the 3D to contain Dope that time around. And Nameless looking for a bump grab. Sadness coming off of the wall. The wraparound doesn't quite work for him there. Nameless misses with the bomb. And Dope's going to be out high. And he's looking to come straight into flag tile. Coming to the right side. Bounces off of the 45, and Dad's there with the return. We've got double juice for our first set of pups coming up now. Exile in position. Dad fighting against him. Dad's going to come away with one. Water Wheel with the other. Both pups go to LBT. I missed a cap there by LBT. Sorry, we're 1-1. We're all tied. I was paying attention to pups instead of caps. And Dad with the return. Water Wheel working against 2 with that juice. And Dad staying with the juice on the other side. Dope gets returned by Nameless. Sadness now trying to get to the bomb. Can't. Dad with the return. And we're reset. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in game 1. Dope with a grab. Finds a nice little boost and is trying to juke his way past 3. That's a hard thing to do in any league, let alone majors. It doesn't work. And it's funny, I would have thought Audacity was a slightly more defensive map, but I'm noticing that the players are having a bit more trouble grabbing on Aceta. Maybe it's some of that pregame nerves wearing off. RB Bear and Sadness come away with the pups, and so it's a pup sweep for JBH this time. RB Bear trying to find his way to flag tile, but all 4 players are there. He can't get there with his RB, and Sadness is going to come away with the juice. Goes gate and gets the cap. It's 2-1 for JBH. Nice play by Sadness. RB Bear now dancing and weaving, maybe with another opportunity. Finds a way to stay alive, and then just ran out of room and got returned. Sadness chased down by Water Wheel. Alpha comes in for the easy cap. 2-2. Dad out on the right side. Probably going to get returned here, and is by Sadness. Water Wheel thought about grabbing, but decided probably, I'm thinking that pups are the better thing to be going for since there's a tag on that right side. Looks like he's positioning himself. No, he takes a risky grab, and pups. Exile pushes out Sadness with the snipe, but Alpha and Nameless come away with both pups there. And so a real advantage for LBT here. Nameless with the grab and the RB intact, and almost spikes himself, or diffuses himself on the spike. Alpha now with the return, and this is going to be an easy cap. LBT makes it 3-2. Dope with a flaccid grab. And next round of pups is going to be another tag pro on the right-hand side and an RB on the left. And JBH, they're going to have to do something to figure out a way to collect these tag pros, because if they keep letting LBT get them, then this is going to be a short series. Dope misses a bomb boost at the flag, and then accidentally kind of boosts his own teammate into a defender. Waterwheel's out left side. He's going to cap during pups. It's 4-2 for LBT. And so Dope and Exile come away with the pups at the expense of a cap, and now they've got to make it count. Dope now with the intact RB, and Exile with a nice tag lead. They are going to get one back at least. Can they make it two? Or was it just an even exchange there? Exile coming around, just has Dad to beat. No, the rest of the OD was able to get there. So JBH almost able to capitalize on the pups. And I mean, they kind of did, but it cost them a cap to get the pups. So really didn't increase their standing in the game. Currently, it's LBT 4, JBH 3. Yeah, caps during pup rounds killing JBH. That's painful to give those up. Dad now just kind of working his way around the map, seeing if he can find a way past the 3OD. Dope on that bomb, thinking about grabbing maybe. Exile picks up a Juke juice and is now going to be chasing Dad with the juice. He'll probably get the return. Dad with some sneaky flag carrying, but can't get away. And now Waterwheel with a boost. He's got the straight in. RB Bear there on the gate tile. Exile comes away past 3, trusts the gate, bumps into Alpha twice, and now is returned by Waterwheel. It was a nice looking play by Exile, but it didn't quite work in the end. Waterwheel away now, but he's going to have to find his way past 2OD. He comes high and is looking for the bomb. It's not quite there. And showing some nice patience, but ultimately gets returned by Dope. And now it is time for pups again. Dad with a grab during pups gets returned, and it's double RB. Waterwheel might try a grab during pups. Wouldn't surprise me here. He boosts himself into a spike, so we should see JBH pick up the pup on the right side, except Alpha came flying in. RB Bear still got it. Sadness got the other one, so it's pup sweep for JBH. Exactly what they need. Now Dope is out without either one of the two RBs. Sadness now finally able to grab with the RB and gets a timely boost on the wraparound, but Dad is out on the left-hand side, so Sadness just going to have to hold and wait. Dad now returned by Dope, and Sadness going to go low. Alpha's there. Dope now coming out the right-hand side. Tried to trick Dad by going high toward the spikes, maybe an unexpected route, but Dad read him like a book and got the returns. Waterwheel wraps around and gets the cap. It's 5-3 LBT as we approach 3 minutes. And now LBT opening up that 2-point lead. Alpha, I thought he was going to make it a 3-point lead for a second. RB Bear with a timely snipe. Waterwheel out on the left-hand side. Dope covers the button and then gets the gate snipe and then finds his way to a spike, but at least he got the return. Alpha coming across the map now. Can't avoid RB Bear, and we're reset. 2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. Waterwheel picks up an RB and the flag. And on the other side, it's Dad with an RB, and so this is dangerous. Waterwheel makes it count. 6-3 LBT. LBT looking too strong right now. JBH can't seem to just find their groove. And yeah, time now the enemy. And it looks like RB Bear is going to make it a 2-point game. He comes in off the back wall for JBH. We got a couple pup rounds left. This next one is an RB on the left-hand side and a juice on the right. Waterwheel with a long-range boost grab that doesn't work out for him. Dope working against 3 right now. Exile now out past 3 because Waterwheel came back, but Alpha also pushed out and got the return. Man, if Waterwheel could have found a way through that traffic there, that would have been a walk-in cap. But it didn't happen. Waterwheel sniped. Dope now with blockers, but there's no pressure on Alpha Churro. RB Bear now looking for the snipe, finds it. Dope wrapping around. What a cap! Out of nowhere. And now it's a 1-point game. Sadness can't quite get a grab, but RB Bear's out past 3. Exile. Oh, wow. Dad with a clutch play. Nice job by Dad. Water Wheel out with a blocker. Dope hot on his heels and gets the return. Exile did he not have the walk-in cap? I guess the bomb snipe was there. Oof. I'd like to almost see that one again because it looked like that should have been a cap. Dad and Dope now carrying. Dope couldn't find a way through. Exile needs to make a play. He does a grab and go, but Water Wheel's right behind him, and he gets returned. Alpha now out potentially past 3. No, Dope's there in time. Dope misses with the snipe, and RB Bear with the return. Dope now trying to find his way to gate, and we've got 50 seconds left. Water Wheel's carrying and bombs himself into a spike. Sadness with the walk-in cap. Yes, it's there. 6-6 with 40 seconds remaining. RB Bear now coming through the right-hand side. And Alpha on the left. Alpha return. Can RB Bear do something magical with that bomb? No. Nameless on the boost. Comes over Exile. RB Bear still alive, but has no help and is going to be returned. He is returned. And now Water Wheel with the go-ahead cap at 20 seconds. He boats it for a second. Nice boat there by Water Wheel. I'm going to give that 6 out of 10. 13 seconds. JBH has to find a way to grab now, and we've got 4D going on. Dope with a grab, Sadness with a grab, RB Bear with the last grab, and now it's all up to RB Bear in clutch time. That bomb actually helped him there. Alpha with the return, and your game 2 goes to LBT 7-6 in clutch time. All right, let's update our score. LBT 7, JBH 6. Next game is Sardonica. And we'll refresh. Yep, there's our Aceta game. Copy link. Let's get that into our game 2 finished. Cool. That's cool. Got to give a huge shout out to Fly for making this spreadsheet work. I love being able to look at the stats here. So you can see still a dominant performance by LBT in the series, but the pups now has gone the other way. And so you see JBH making a concerted effort on pups. Last game they got 11 of the pups to 7 for LBT, and it made a huge difference for them, but still wasn't quite enough. They've got to find a way to do even more. All right, now we're going to take a look at best clips. So let me go ahead and mute the stream music, and we're going to bring up best clips, and that is in the PowerPoint thing here. We're going to play this. I don't think there's going to be sound on this. I couldn't make it work. Sorry, guys. All right, the nominees for the best clip for novice. We've got Robiny in 3rd place, Bambi in 2nd place, and coming in first is G-Man for best clip in novice. Let's take a look. Oh, it's working on mine. Can you guys not see it? All right, well, fail for best clip. Let me go back to OBS, see if I can figure it out. I've got best clip up. I've got the window up. Could you guys see the clip or not? Somebody answer me, please. When you go into presentation mode, it launches a new window. You could not see it. All right. Instead of going into presentation mode, then let me come back to this. Can you see this on the screen? I know that's like not as nice of a view, but that's as best as I can make it. Maybe I can make this bigger. Bottom right in the clip. That says AirPlay. This is where you have to deal with a 45-year-old streaming the Super. Yeah, no, that was a sick cap by G-Man. All right, best clip. Hughes first. Let's get into it. I'll try making this big. Let's watch Hugh. My favorite part of this is Balanka's reaction. Damn. I think that's probably even above G-Man. You know what? G-Man's probably got more technical skill maybe on his, but Hughes for just sheer craziness. That's pretty awesome. All right, best clip for majors. In third place is Fender, second place Water Wheel, and first place Button. Let's make this clip bigger as well. And let's watch this one. So I think, I mean, I love Button. He's great. But I think the other two caps take it for me. I think I'm going to go Hugh 1, G-Man 2, and Button 3 on those clips. But congrats to the winners. Those are great clips all around. And now I'm going to head back to OBS here and get ready for game 3. Okay, stream R. Yeah, these guys, they want to go quick. Okay, game 3, here we go. Game 3 on Sardonica, LBT trailing in the series 2-0. Or excuse me, JBH trailing in the series 2-0. They've got to find a way to win. LBT feeling confident. We'll see if the confidence leads to cockiness. Dope with a quick grab gets kind of hung up on Sadness, but still able to make some moves. He's past Dad. He's bouncing off corners, still alive, and then gets returned. On the other side, Water Wheel is out, finds his way past a couple, but then is returned by the OD. Alpha with a grab out low. RB Bear able to catch up. Dope with a nice opportunity to boost, grab, and does. The bomb kind of helps him out there, and now he's bouncing off the corners, trying to find a way low. Has a nice handoff for Sadness, who's going to walk in for the first cap. JBH 1, LBT 0. Dope now boosting from downtown. Gets a nice bump grab off of Nameless. And Alpha is out. He's out high. He actually comes through mid a little bit, right across flag tile. Dope on that top neutral. And Alpha finding some room on the right-hand side. Sadness and Dad with a pair of Juke juices. Sadness able to use his to get a return. Water Wheel on the right-hand side. Dope boosts into him. Picking up a block from RB Bear, but now in trouble. Gets returned. And Water Wheel made a bid for the flag tile, but Sadness was there. Exile now with an opportunity if he can get a return, but no, Dad able to stay alive. And Exile now forced to come all the way back. Boosting straight in. Wow, that was a risky boost. Would have been crazy if that paid off. But there was a defender in position. Sadness tries again, and it is still 1-0. Dope now with a nice move, but gets returned by Nameless. And so far, it seems like JBH has come to play. They are doing quite well on this map, getting most of the grabbing. Dope with a nice boost. Ooh, found the gate tile. Dad on the button. Water Wheel boosts all the way, and Exile barely in position. And RB Bear came away with a tag pro. Dad with a juice. Nameless looking for a way to stay alive. Sadness protected by RB Bear with Alpha right behind him. Nameless going to be on flag tile. Sadness sniped by Dad, and Nameless gets the cap. It's 1-1. Alpha now coming top. Exile missing with the button, but Dope gets the return. Water Wheel has the bomb and bombs out on the right-hand side. Exile pushes out and gets the return. Alpha now with a free grab. Dope's there, but Alpha out past 3. Gonna walk in? No, Sadness barely able to catch up. Nice job by Sadness. Exile now with a little bit of an opportunity. Alpha cut him off. Dad with the return. Sadness out low. Nameless can't quite get there. Sadness couldn't quite get to the boost. And suddenly, wow, Water Wheel getting boosted out of the path of the flag tile and into the path of the OD. We're still tied. Dad picks up a tag pro. Alpha a juice. And looks like it could be a cap for Nameless. And it is. 2-1 LBT. Yeah, LBT is just unfair. Yeah. Rotate the scoreboard. If I leave this screen, it's going to freeze the game for a second. So maybe I can wait until they're like reset, and then I can try to adjust the position on it. Okay, they're reset right now. Give me half a second. We'll move that down and go right back to the game. Okay. That should have worked. Yep. Okay. We missed a cap. Of course we did. LBT 3, JBH 1. And Dope with a flaccid grab. Exile now with a chance. He's got a grab with the Juke Juice. And gets returned. Now Sadness with a nice boost grab, but he's returned as well. I kind of am feeling a little sense of desperation on the part of JBH now. It looks like the grabs are not coordinated. It looks like they're doing some solo grabbing. And so I think JBH is really going to have to take that deep breath, somehow find a way to reset their mentals. Exile now with an opportunity low, and the gate is there, the block is there, the boost is not. And is it going to be a counter cap the other way? Alpha Churro makes them pay. 4-1 LBT. Yeah, I think JBH is really going to have to do some soul searching here, and if they want to climb their way back into this match. Dope bombs low and is staying alive on the strength of his Juke Juice. Alpha goes for the snipe. It's there off the wall. And Nameless now taking his time, thinking about the angle he wants to take this boost. He goes on the right-hand side. Sadness is right there with the return. We've got double juice coming up for the next pup round. It's in about 30 seconds. Water Wheel with the long-range boost grab. And no grabs generated on the other side at the moment. We're all reset. 4 minutes, 14 seconds left. It's still a 4-1 lead in favor of LBT. Dope coming off of that wall on the right-hand side. Water Wheel out past a couple, and looks like it's going to be another cap, and it is 5-1 for LBT. LBT just dominant so far this series, making a strong bid for Game 3. Alpha Churro coming off of the right-hand side, doesn't quite get the bounce he's looking for. Dope able to grab and go, and also pick up a juice along the way. Dad with the other juice. It's a pup split. And now Dope with an opportunity to cap, but Dad's there with the juice on defense on OD. RB Bear coming off of that mid 45. Alpha there with the return. And Dad gets returned. Exile now, immediately taking the boost. Gets returned by Alpha and Water Wheel. Dope can't get out, and we're all reset. Times the enemy for JBH as we approach the 3-minute mark. Water Wheel camping that left-hand boost there, thinking about trying to use it to make a grab. Baits RB Bear, kind of, and oh wow, almost came all the way with the cap, but RB Bear instead was able to catch up. Sadness had to wrap around. No pressure on Alpha really here. It's time for Pups. Alpha manages to pick up an RB as the FC. That's a sign that things are going wrong, I think, for JBH. And so, unfortunately for them, things not going their way. RB Bear does have the Tag Pro, though, but unable to make good use of it in terms of generating some scoring opportunities. RB Bear finds himself on offense with Dope. And no grabs incoming at the moment. We're going to come to another pup round here momentarily. It's an RB low and a juice high. Water Wheel almost out past 4, but Exile with the snipe. And it's a 4-point lead with 2 minutes left. Sadness returned. Alpha returned. Water Wheel returned. And now all players going for Pups. Water Wheel comes away with the RB. Dope with the juice. And Sadness gets a nice little rub grab. But Water Wheel's out with the RB intact. Nameless with the return. Water Wheel coming high, or excuse me, right-hand side, I mean. And had faith, sat on the flag tile. His faith was misplaced. And Sadness gets out with the flag. Does get returned, though. Nameless returned. We're reset. JBH needs 3 caps and a grab with 1 minute, 20 seconds left. Dad is out now against Sadness. Boosts across mid. Oh, man, bounced off a couple corners. The cap might have been there if he hadn't stubbed his toe a couple times there. Alpha Churro coming high. Gets through gate. Returned by Sadness. And we've got 1 minute left. Last round of Pups. A juice and an RB don't seem that likely to turn the tide here. But it's Exile who gets the juice. Nameless with the RB. And Alpha gets gated. Nameless going to be returned here. And we've got 30 seconds remaining. Sadness trying to generate some kind of offense. Is out past a few, but Dad able to track him down. He had the angle. Dope gets gated. And things looking grim for Juke Blocks Heroes fans. As it appears, well, it is a certainty at this point, I think, with 13 seconds left, that LBT is going to make it a 3-0 series. Dope coming off some corners, looking for space, trying to find the flag tile, but finds Nameless instead. And Dad now just holding, gets a nice kept flag along with Sadness, and that's your game 3. All right, so let me exit that. Oh shit, I didn't see the score. Can somebody tell me what the final score was? It was 5-1, right? Alright, let's go back to our intermission screen. Put our music on. 5 for LBT, 1 for JBH. Titanic 3.1 is next. Let's get our Tag Pro EU here. Copy that link and throw it into our spreadsheet and update that. Okay, there you go. As cool as this spreadsheet is, I'm super proud of how this turned out. Oh, let me hide the best clip and put the series stats back up. As cool as this little spreadsheet is, and how much I like the work that we put into it and how it turned out. The reality is that all it says is LBT is completely dominating JBH every which way. So there's not a lot of interesting storylines on this stat presentation. Okay, well, let's go to our awards show. So we're going to pull the awards up and interact. Okay, can you guys see this when I present it? I hope. All right, we're going to start out with the awards for Best Captain. I'm kind of watching my Twitch just to make sure. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it like super fucking huge? Is it way too big for you guys? That's what she said. I swear to God, I have no fucking skill when it comes to this shit. It's perfect. I'm making it smaller because it doesn't look perfect on the screen I'm looking at. Interact. All right. Best Captain nominees: Hjalpa, Hugh, In the Someday, Misery, Prime, and Tinderfella. In third place, capturing 14.86% of the vote, we've got a tie between Hugh and Misery. Congrats to those two. In second place, we've got Prime. And in first place, Best Captain of the season, Tinderfella, with 29.73% of the vote. Congratulations, Tinderfella. Well-rounded. Next category. Your nominees are P-Chip, Alpha, ASAP, Exile, Jig, and Dad. In third place, we've got ASAP. In second place, Alpha Churro. And in first place, to I think probably no one's surprise, is Dad with the 10 T-Gasp. Congratulations to Dad and also Alpha and ASAP. Congrats, you guys. Best Valued. Nominees are Dad, Triple E, Freak. Quit Yapping is Water Wheel, right? I think. Sadness and The King. In third place, we've got a tie between Sadness and Freak, capturing 10.26% of the vote. We've got Water Wheel in second. And in first place for Best Valued, Dad again. Man, Dad coming in hot. 2 awards so far. Congratulations. Defensive Rookie of the Season. Wow, this is a tough one to call. You know, we've got No One, Nobody, and Meowza. Let's see who comes away with it. Third place, No One. Second place, Nobody. In a stunning upset, we have Meowza in first place with 0% of the vote. I don't know what to tell you on this one, but this is the awards presentation that I was given. So there you go. Congratulations, Meowza. Defensive Ball of the Season. P-Chip, Dad, Homie, Nameless, Freak, Exile are your nominees. In third place, we have Dad with 10.97% of the vote. In second place, Nameless with 19.35%. And coming in first, Freak, capturing 20% of the vote. Close between Freak and Nameless. Congratulations, Freak. Defense Ball of the Season. All right, next up, Offensive Ball of the Season. We have Alpha, Dope, Fender, Jig, Water Wheel, and Tie. Coming in third, we've got Fender. Second place, Jig. And in first place, Dope with 27% of the vote. Offensive Ball of the Season. Congratulations, Dope. And lastly, Most Valuable Ball. All right, our nominees for Most Valuable Ball. And remind me, guys, is there a cash prize for this one? I think there is, right? I think there's a cash prize for MVB. Your nominees are Alpha Churro, Dope, Dad, Fender, Jig, and Water Wheel. Coming in third place on MVB Tie for second, Dope and Dad. And your most valuable ball of season 35 is Alpha Churro, coming in with 31.45% of the vote and currently dominating this series. Congratulations to Alpha Churro and to all the nominees and players in season 35. It's been a great season. All right, that's your awards show. We're going to turn that off. I'm going to turn our series stats back on, and I'm going to let them know we're ready for the next game. Stream R. No more big delays. It's done. All right, looks like both teams are ready, so we should be starting fairly quickly. And we're getting another launch error. Yeah, they're looking for the JSONs and the PNGs, and Exile says, let's go to bed and reschedule. I'm going to take a sip of my bourbon. It seems like as good of an opportunity to do that as any. Irony reverse sweep incoming. Wouldn't that be fun? At least give us 3 from LBT. Oh shit, I'm at 3% on my phone. Well, while they try to figure out how to make the map launch, let me go get my phone charger so that I can continue to see your all's chat on my phone. One moment. All right, phone is charging. Let's see. Alpha Churro saying, I hope stream has topics to talk about. And Exile saying, run that promo. No, we've already run the promo. We've already talked about all of our topics. And Tag Pro is ruining our lives. Thank you, Tag Pro. Yeah, so let's see. What interesting things do I have to talk about? I talked about gardening. We talked about politics and the craziness there. We talked about some TV shows. Did everybody finish watching Severance season 2? That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of good shows out right now. White Lotus? Who's a White Lotus fan in the house? I am. Got some crazy themes in White Lotus this time around. How's the 757? Have I said that I'm in the 757 area? I am. Live near Virginia Beach. It's great. Garden Zone 8A, in case you're wondering. Yeah, White Lotus is awesome. Although, why the hell did they change the theme song for season 3? I'm a music guy. Studied music in a past life, and thought their theme song was like one of the best things ever. Oh, are we starting here? I think we're starting. Let's get to game 4. Is it going to work? Yes. Okay, game 4. Here we go. LBT winning by 3-0. JBH trailing, and now in a must-win situation. Dope sitting on that mid bomb, uses it to nice effect, and is going to be out high with the boost. He's past 2. Can Exile get the return? Well, Water Wheel's there anyway for OD. And Sadness gets a free grab. He's sitting on that boost. Nameless has to back off. Alpha going every which way and is going to get sandwiched by RB Bear and Exile. Water Wheel bombs into Dope, and now Sadness makes his move. He's got numbers and base. It's a great opportunity for JBH here. Sadness has to back off. Nice patience by Sadness, but ultimately Alpha Churro with the return. Your MVB, RB Bear boosts nicely, comes under Dad, uses the blocks, and scores first blood. JBH 1, LBT 0, and Alpha comes right back with the counter punch. We're all tied, 1 apiece. First round of pups, Sadness picked up a juice, and so did Dad. Dad able to elude RB Bear for the moment, but then gets returned. Water Wheel has to boost off the corner, going the wrong way. And Dope misses a bomb snipe opportunity. Water Wheel gonna go all the way and cap. It did not look like he had that there, but he did. I'm getting shushed by Mrs. Wings because Baby Wings is sleeping, but we're gonna be loud anyway. All right, Sadness now coming out on mid as LBT has made it a 2-1 game. And Sadness trying to figure out how to use these boosts. And doesn't quite get it. Nameless with a nice little hold, just kind of dancing around in base there, making everybody miss. And finally, RB Bear with the return. Alpha Churro has that bomb to work with, even though there's 3 defenders there, and he elects to go high off of the wall. And RB Bear going to pick up a tag. Dad with the other tag. It's a tag split. And LBT makes it 3-1. JBH, where you at? You got to make it a match here. This is the time. And the tags kiss each other. Exile now going to be out past 3. Well, past 2 with that boost by Alpha. RB Bear cleaning house. Exile coming off the back wall. Plenty of time. Gets one back. 3-2 in favor of LBT. Dope gets returned. Water Wheel. Is he going to be out past 4 again? Water Wheel just with 2 walk-in caps that just looked like they shouldn't have happened this game. You can't let those happen if you're JBH down in the series 3-0. It's a 2-point lead for LBT, and we're all reset. We're coming up on another pup round. It's Double Juice. And who was that just bombed themselves straight into the spike? It was your MVB, Alpha Churro. That should give hope to all novice players that even your best player can do something like that. Nameless with the juice and the flag. Working against Dope and RB Bear. Dope picks up the flag. And Exile gets a return. Dope now trying to take it to the house. He's going to have to backtrack here. Takes a nice boost angle, and now he's past 2. Dad slows him down. And Dope can't get away from Nameless. And Water Wheel with another out. Past a couple. Exile sitting on that back bomb. Now is going to boost low. And Dope with a nice boost. Boosting the OD into the spike. And now blocking. Setting up a nice block for Exile. Water Wheel return. Dope lost the block for a second, but got the return. Exile able to get a cap. And it's time for pups. Alpha and Dope working on that tag pro. Dad gets the other tag unopposed. And we are reset here. Alpha is going to be out high. Bounces off of the corner and is kind of corralled. Exile with the return. Dope taking it flag pro. I love it. You love to see it. At this point in the series, I mean, makes sense. Oh no, Water Wheel misses a boost and then gets returned. That probably should have been a cap for LBT. Dad now going to be out past a couple. Has the bomb there. Uses it well. It's going to go high. Back wall and caps. There's your 10 T-gasp coming in hot. 5-3 LBT. Alpha now trying to add to the lead. Dad with a nice bomb, but Sadness was able to still be okay. He's got the low boost there and takes it. And now he's going to be on flag tile-ish, but Alpha with the RB intact. So Sadness with no opportunity. Now Alpha diffused. Sadness sitting on that back boost smartly, but it's another RB grab for Water Wheel. And now the RB is out, but Water Wheel is just flying free. Dope had to grab and go. Water Wheel uses the bomb and is still alive. Dope being chased. Dad coming off of the team boost gets the snipe off of the rebound. We're reset at 4 minutes, 19 seconds. LBT leads the series 5 points to 3 in a must-win Game 4 for JBH. A win here is a win of the Super Bowl for the Land Before Timers. Dope coming low. He's got to worry about a snipe from Nameless. Nameless misses the snipe, misses the bomb, and lets Dope out. Dope with the boost route is sitting on flag tile. Can Water Wheel be returned? Oh, felt like it maybe could have been there. Dope had faith. It was not rewarded. Water Wheel stays alive. Comes off the back wall. Water Wheel threatening flag tile, but now Sadness is past 3, but Alpha's away with the RB. And Sadness gets sniped by Nameless. Alpha now out low. He manually diffuses. Exile makes him pay for that mistake and bombs right into him. And now Nameless is going to be returned by Exile. We're approaching 3 minutes. Sadness is away past 2. Needs to make a move past Alpha. Alpha gets caught from behind by Water Wheel. RB Bear now looking for a way home. And there was just nothing there. Water Wheel in the right position. And now, if it wasn't desperate before, it is now. 3 minutes left. No one's on pups at the moment, really, which is a bit surprising. Water Wheel returned. Sadness past 2.5. Oh, Dad with a manual defusal. Nice play. RB Bear picks up a juice. Alpha trying to come in. The blocks look like they're there, but they aren't quite. RB Bear able to catch him. Exile now is going to be out past 4 and is going to make it a 1-point game. Water Wheel tries to snipe. Dope there for the block. I don't think Water Wheel was in time anyway. And now Sadness looking for that low boost. Can't get there. Water Wheel coming out top. Don't let Water Wheel get past you again. Dad with the return, and they did exactly what they weren't supposed to. Water Wheel coming in, walks it in unopposed, and gets back the 2-point lead as we approach 2 minutes. Nameless with a grab, out low. Sadness with the return. Water Wheel with a grab, and Exile on the other side. Exile going to be past a couple, but can't juke his way past everybody. We're all reset. 2 minutes left. There's a tag pro that JBH needs to get if they want to make this into a series. And Dad picks up the RB. It looks like manual defusal. As Dad Nameless gets the tag. It was Dad's defusal that allowed Nameless to pick up that tag pro. Dad's just all over the place. And look at this. Dad coming in with the cap. Is that the nail in the coffin? It's 7-4 with 1 minute and 33 seconds remaining. Your MVBs, your most valuable balls, your most valued players. It's all LBT here. And they're showing you why. Putting on a show tonight. It's the LBT show. And now Alpha just trying to run out the time, running out the clock. And can he pile on with one more cap? That's what he's hoping for. Danced, flirted with that flag tile for a moment. Dope now, trying to stay alive. Exile and Sadness need to try to find a way to get to Alpha. Sadness goes to flag tile with that RB, but perhaps should have just chased Alpha instead. There's just not time. Sadness picks up the flag with the RB and he's out, but Alpha just still holding. And RB Bear finally returns him. Sadness looking for a way home. The bomb's there, and he bombs straight in, but his RB is out. And with a 3-cap lead and 28 seconds remaining, it looks like this is it for JBH. Water Wheel with no pressure on him gets another cap. It's 8-4 for LBT, and that's going to be Super Bowl 35. Your champions, the Land Before Timers, and that's Alpha Churro, Nameless, Dad, and Waterwheel are going to be your champions in a 4-game sweep. Actually, let's go to the intermission screen so we can put up the stats here. All right, let's see. It was 8-4. Your aggregate score was 26 caps for LBT, 11 for the Juke Blocks Heroes. And we'll come over to tagpro.eu, see if we can get the last game here, Titanic. We're going to copy that link and throw it into our stat thingy here. Game 4, you can see the final totals. Oh, Fly, we had a little mishap, it looks like here, because it's not calculating JBH scores. I don't know why. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. I know I did. It was a lot of fun. Not what we were hoping for. You know, we all wanted a Game 7. That wasn't in the cards tonight. LBT too strong. But I want to say congratulations to Land Before Timers. Definitely well-deserved. We got a lot of people looking to get on ranked. So if you want to score some of those points, get onto ranked, logged on right now. There's going to be people playing Tag Pro. What else? I hear Baby Wings crying in the distance. She wants her dad, probably, I'm going to guess. Yeah, so I'm going to go hang out with Mrs. Wings and Baby Wings, and I wish you all a wonderful off season and good luck in season 37. That's going to do it for your Super Bowl 35 stream. Good night, everybody.